Hi, yeah, I just wanted to talk basically a bit about kind of the stigma of what people term of as hippies, really. I went to Avebury for 2012 this year. It was a bit of a washout. Britain's weather's been like, weather here's just been raining most of the time. But there was a massive police presence there, and quite a big, those bouncers in the pub, and quite a big kind of dislike and grudge against from a lot of the local people towards like the people coming to see the stones and soak in the energies of the stones and things. And there's kind of this kind of feeling of contempt a bit from a lot of people, from where I live as well, towards people like me for kind of looking the way I do, for thinking the way I do. And I just feel it's quite unjustified, really, because a lot of people who, well, it's like anything really, isn't it? A lot of people are very quick to judge people without really even knowing the truth about them, or knowing what's going on really for them. They're easy, look at them and think, oh God, stereotype someone, put them in a box, when really it could be lots of things, So yeah, I just want to say, a lot of people think, a lot of hippies just want to think and be anarchists and not really want to get involved in society. But I think that's just not the case at all. I think a lot of the kind of people termed as hippies that I know, um, they care deeply about the environment, about humanity, about animals and things, and know that at times they may not be so willing to, get involved in what everyone else is getting involved in. They're willing to think for themselves more, and follow a path that connects deeper to who they are. But I think a lot of people in society, don't. They just go with what's going because they don't. They just maybe they don't have the confidence to do anything different, or maybe that's just what they believe in and do, But for a lot of people who like a lot of hippies, people who tend to tend to think really deeply about that's what I would say. I'm not saying other people don't think deeply, but the hippies I've met, are people who generally um, think very hard about themselves, where they are in the world, how they relate to the world, how the world relates to them, what they want to do with their lives, what they believe in. Quite often they believe in things like greater than themselves, like the planet and spirituality, or animals and things. And I'm not trying to like big up hippies and say hippies are better than other people. All I'm trying to say is that hippies hippies have reasoning and things of what they do, and obviously you get a lot of people like a lot of the travellers, and this is this is what a stereotype as well. People think travellers just travel around, getting wasted on things, getting wasted. Some travellers do, just want to have a good time, but that's the life they live, and they I suppose a lot of hippies and certain travellers are quite anarchists, but I really felt this in Avebury. Um, this kind of police bullying, that a lot of them seem like glorified bullies, and I know there's a lot of good policemen and women out there and a lot of really nice ones, but quite often the way they present themselves and the way some of them are just is kind of like a glorified bully, to dominate and assert their power over the people, and their dislike towards anyone having fun, it seems, in this case in Avebury and other places. They kind of just want to shut down anything that's kind of slightly not agreeing with their policy or their philosophy on things, But yeah, so this video is really just about trying to break down stigma and open the mind of people, because I think, people might look at me and think, oh, he's a hippie, he's a nutter or something, he don't, he's not part of the trend, he don't know how to follow the normal life or whatever. But I would say, from my perspective and my experience, people, I think, who are termed as hippies, generally by the public, tend to be people who think a hell of a lot about themselves, about the earth, about the environment, about spirituality, and they investigate into things and find out about things. And though and hippies tend to have, I'm putting it in a box, but this is my experience. I'm only speaking from experiences, and I don't want to put anything in a box. But from my experience, the people I hang around with, a lot of people I hang around with, have been called hippies. Some of them at times as well, and people who care very deeply about other people, and people who think deeply about many things, and not necessarily that a lot of them are quite, a few of them are quite anarchists. They don't quite agree or believe in kind of towing the line and going by what people normally go by. But I think that's because mainly people like them question the state, question the system more, and don't necessarily want to just go along with things because they feel they have to. They'll try and, but I really feel, a lot that I've been to like communes and things, and a lot of these people, they'll be classed as like massive hippies by a lot, mainstream people and people who put them in the box, and they'll be questioning like very big hippies. But they're people who, when they do find something in their lives, they'll commit everything to. And a lot of people think sort of hippies are kind of, job work duckers, work divers, and they'll try and get out of anything. They, don't want to be involved in anything too strenuous or manual or anything that's, normal work and stuff. But I really feel a lot of these people, when they do find something they are really committed to and what they do really believe in, they put their heart and soul into it way more than most people ever would. And you'd find that actually a lot of the kind of organisations that have been set up to help the environment, to help animals, to help help humanitarian reasons. A lot of these people will be classed as hippies. But this is what I really feel that makes. This is why, in many ways, I would class myself as a hippie if I need to be put into a word. Someone who tries to think a lot about the environment and animals and the world we live in, and not be so easily led by media and the mainstream culture of how we should do things. Someone who's prepared to question it and not go along with it if you don't agree with it. There's a lot in society, I think, we're kind of conditioned to believe we just need to go along with. But in the end of the day, well, should we? If our heart's not in it, if it's not for the greatest good of things, we shouldn't have to go with it. We shouldn't have to always have to believe in what the mainstream believes in or what most people believe in. If you really think something deep in your heart and you really feel it, I think we should go by it. We should really, believe and, go with what you feel deepest in your heart. And I think that's what hippies tend to do more. And I'm being judgmental now anyway. I think I don't want to put anything in a box. I mean, we're all individuals at the end of the day. We all follow what we know and the knowledge we have at that time. That's how the decisions are made. But I'd just like to kind of, in a way, stick up for people who I feel, like me, get judged and put down for being different, for being hippyish or whatever. And I just want to say, people like me don't just want to not be involved in the world, not shirk off any sort of work, not pay my way and everything. I'm a very conscientious person. I do the best I can. I do tons of work for voluntary organisations, for non-for-profit organisations, for charities, for things I believe in. And just because I might be different, have long hair and might have a beard most of the time, doesn't mean I'm kind of like some weirdo who just don't understand the times of the day. And I feel that kind of stigma on me from the public and certain people making comments and things. I think really at the end of the day, we're all just who we are, and I think people who are termed as hippies, are very deep thinking people, and they tend to question things a lot more. And that's basically all I want to say. Trip at Avebury was really cool to go there. I'm really glad I went, but I think I was quite sensitive at the time, but I did feel quite a lot of oppression really from the police and kind of locals there and things who just didn't understand, I think, really, about why people are there and wanting to be part of the Stones. And I think that it's a world asset, those Stones, so I think they should be enjoyed by people. But yeah, that's all I want to say really. Hope you're well, and hopefully I'll do another video soon. Right, thanks, bye.